So welcome to all the BSc third year students for semester 6th. In the last class we have seen that is interaction of genes. What are the different aspects have been mentioned for the chapter, that is recessive epistatus, dominant epistatus, duplicate genes, recessive duplicate genes. So then inheritance of concept involves lethal genes. So all these things with example we have seen. We have completed that chapter. That chapter is very important. So for example, while explaining the complementary factors, that is the hybrid ratio of complementary factor is 9:7. So recessive epistatus, the ratio is 9:3:4. Now dominant epistatus, the ratio is 12:3:1, and duplicate gene 15:1, and inheritance of concept in the hybrid ratio is 9:3:1. 3:1. So these are the different aspects which I have mentioned in the interaction of genes. Already I have studied. So while studying all these things, that is complementary genes, recessive epistatus, dominant epistatus, duplicate genes, inheritance of concept involves all. While studying all these things, here you have to remember the particular hybrid ratio of that particular interaction of genes, then example and the genotype of the example which we have taken for that particular aspects. So that is very important one. If you are going to taking the genotype wrongly, then for example while explaining the complementary factor, that is 9:7. So here the scientists were taken the two wide variety of pea plants having the genotype capital R, small p. Another wide variety, that is small r, capital P. So in case of F1 hybrid, whatever the plants they obtain F1 hybrids, all the plants instead of white flower they obtain pink color, purple color flowers they have obtained. So again, these on F1 hybrids, and then self-pollination, purple and white in the ratio of 9:7. This is the modified hybrid ratio which was given by Gregor John Mendel. Likewise, for each you have to remember the example of that particular aspects. Then only you will be able to write the correct option of that particular answer, particular question, answer that particular question. So likewise, I have completed lethal. What is lethal genes? The lethal genes is nothing but a gene which is responsible for the death of the organism is known as lethal genes. So recessive and dominant, all these things we have seen. Now another important two chapters are there, that is sex determination and sex-linked inheritance. So this is a very important chapter. Within 2 to 3 class, I am going to complete all these things. After that, the remaining parts of our syllabus is biotechnology. In biotechnology, very few syllabus is there. In that, recombinant DNA, cloning, vectors, and application of genetic engineering in plant breeding. So all these things are there. We will cover all these things within 2 to 3 class, within 2 class, because your exam is going to be commenced from 29th of July. So therefore, within 4 to 6 period, I am going to complete all these syllabus. So so this is while explaining the sex determination. As we know, for example, in most of the monoecious and dioecious organisms, the sex of that particular individual is determined by particular factors. For example, how the male is developed, how the female is developed. So earlier, before the discovery of chromosomal theory of sex determination, genetic balance theory of sex determination. So all these things, there are many scientists were worked on how the sex is determined by a particular individual. According to their consideration, there are certain hypotheses were they given, but environmental factor is mainly responsible for determination of sex. Then the position or locality of the ovum. Then there are some other things that have been explained, but later on there are certain scientists who have worked on the chromosomes. Earlier there was a consideration of the on both autosomes, and along with autosomes there are a pair of chromosomes which are present along with autosomes. For example, in case of human being, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes. Out of these 23 pair of chromosomes, 22 are autosomes and one pair of chromosome which is present along with this autosome, which are responsible for determination of sex. They are known as sex chromosomes. For example, in case of female, it is considered as X, and in case of male, it is considered as a Y chromosome. So the structure and the details regarding the structure of X chromosome, the structure of Y chromosomes, because these sex determining chromosomes which are present in the organisms have genes which are present on the chromosomes which are helps to determine the sex of that particular individual. So therefore this is regarding the sex chromosomes. So while studying the structure of X chromosomes, it is a linear in structure, and while studying the structure of Y chromosomes, it is slightly bended on one side of the chromosomal arm. So these two chromosomes, if these two chromosomes are mainly responsible for the sex determination of that particular individual. Later on, there are many geneticists who are working on sex determination in particular individuals. They have given their own hypothesis, or that is chromosomal theory of sex determination, then genic balance theory of sex determination, So these two theories proves, according to the chromosomal theory of sex determination, so the sex chromosomes are mainly responsible for determination of sex of the particular individual. If the individual is having autosome along with X chromosome, a pair of X chromosomes, then that individual will be female. Sex determination, chromosomal theory of sex determination. Now, one more theory which was proposed by scientist Bridge, that is known as genic balance theory of sex determination. Genic balance theory of sex determination. According to this theory, along with this sex chromosomes, the autosomes are also plays a very important role for the determination of the sex of that particular individual. For example, according to the genic balance theory, the ratio of autosome versus X chromosomes, autosome versus X chromosomes plays an important role of the sex of the particular individual. For example, the ratio of autosome versus X chromosomes, if it is 1.0, then it is a normal female. Then 0.608, it is a male, and intermediate female. So the autosome versus X chromosomes, according to the genic balance theory, the Y chromosomes will not be considered to determine the maleness of that particular individuals. So, like according to genic balance theory, the autosomes also plays an important role for the determination of sex of that particular individual. So these two theories, that is chromosomal theory of sex determination and genic balance theory of sex determinations, plays an important role or have given the clear-cut ideas regarding the sex determination of the particular individuals. So for your syllabus, they have been mentioned sex determination, how the sex is determined in case of man and Drosophila, sex determination in birds and insects, and sex determination in plants. So while studying the sex determination in man, so in case of man and human being, the females are homogametics and males are heterogametics. Means during gametogenesis or during the production of gametes, for example, a female having 2 autosomes plus XX chromosomes, during gametogenesis, it produces only one type of gametes, that is autosome plus X chromosomes. Then, for example, in case of male in human being, they are heterogametic, means there is a possibility of it produces 2 types of gametes, that is autosome plus X, autosome plus Y. So the 50% of sperms contains autosome plus X chromosomes, and the remaining 50% of sperms contains autosomes plus Y chromosomes. So therefore, in case of man and Drosophila, the sex of that individual depends on a type of sperm is fertilized with egg. Depends on a type of sperm is fertilized with egg. So this is about the sex. So here you have to be mentioned, in case of man and Drosophila, the sex, males are heterogametics and females are homogametics. Therefore, due to their heterogametic and homogametic nature, so the sex of that particular individual is always depends on a type of sperm is fertilized with egg. So this is about sex determination in man and Drosophila. So now sex determination in birds and certain insects. So in most of the birds and some of the insects, the females are heterogametics and males are homogametics. Means in birds and certain insects, they will not have any Y chromosomes. Therefore, the genotype of the males are 2 autosome plus X0, and females are 2 autosomes plus genotype is 2 autosome plus XX. So therefore, the males are 2 autosome plus XX and females are 2 autosomes plus X0. Here there is no Y chromosomes. Therefore, the individual, the sex of that particular individuals in case of birds and insects depends upon a type of egg is fertilized with sperms. A type of egg is fertilized with sperms. Therefore, so it is this is the mechanism of sex determination in birds and certain insects. So now the last one is the sex determination in plants. So here also there is a certain mechanism in most of the plants are, for example, in case of melandrium, the sex determination in melandrium, how the sex is determined in case of melandrium, they have been given. So this is about details regarding, I will explain later on. So this is about how the sex is determined in case of man, Drosophila, birds, insects and melandrium plants. So here you have to remember the certain important points as per MCQs type of question will be asked. So in chromosomal theory of sex determination, the structure already I have mentioned while studying the structure of sex, that is X chromosomes and Y chromosomes. I have given what is the structure. Then chromosomal theory of sex determination, then genic balance theory of sex determination, then sex determination in man and Drosophila, whether the man and Drosophila are males are homogametic or heterogametic, females are homogametic or heterogametics. Then while studying the sex determination in birds and insect, whether in case of birds, females are heterogametics or homogametics. males are heterogametics or homogametics. Heterogametics or homogametics. And so again, in sex determination in Melandrium as a plants, how the sex is determined. So details regarding all these things, you have to be. These are some of the important points which are mainly responsible for MCQs type of questions. There will be questions will be arises likewise as MCQs questions on this chapter. And after that, another important aspects of this chapter is that is sex-linked inheritance. Sex-linked inheritance, that is X again. Along with, already we have seen that the sex chromosomes, that is XX and XY, X and Y chromosomes are mainly responsible for the determination of sex of their particular individuals. Along with this, there are certain genes are also present. Not only that determines the sex of the particular individual, other characters are also controls and how they are inherited from one generation to other generation. For example, inheritance of eye color in Drosophila, inheritance of color blindness, hemophilia disease, the color blindness, night blindness. So all these things, some of the important diseases or characters which are inherited along with the sex chromosomes. They may be either it is present on X chromosomes. If they are present on X chromosomes, then it is known as X-linked inheritance. If they are present on a Y chromosome, for example, which is the Y-linked inheritance? The presence of hairs on ear pinna, Hollandric genes, that is, it is present only on Y chromosomes. Therefore, the presence of hairs on ear pinna, Hollandric genes, the gene which is responsible for the production of hairs on ear pinna, are only present on the Y chromosomes. Therefore, that is known as Hollandric genes, and therefore it is known as Y-linked inheritance. Such type of the presence of hairs on ear pinna will not be observed in females. They are present only in males, because for the production of the hairs on ear pinna, the gene which is responsible for that is Hollandric gene. It is present only on Y chromosomes. Therefore, it is known as Y-linked inheritance. And there are certain characters and diseases, genes are also present, that is known as XY-linked inheritance. So these are the important things you have to be discussed in the sex-linked inheritance, that is inheritance of eye color in Drosophila, then color blindness, night blindness, then hemophilia, then Hollandric genes, then XY-linked inheritance. So these are the things you have to be discussed in this bits. So sex-linked inheritance. So this is about this chapter. After that, I am going to be discuss, that is a fine structure of gene, and gene-related diseases. Fine structure of genes and gene-related diseases. So that is also one of the most important bit is that. And after that, I am going to be dealing about that is biotechnology parts, that is recombinant DNA, gene cloning, then what are the vectors, what is the use of this vector in genetic engineering, and the role of genetic engineering in plant breeding. So these are some of the important aspects are there. I will be cover all these things within 2 to 3 periods. Thank you, one and all.